So Kids Reach Tall is a yoga program for kids that we run out of Horsley Community Centre and also out of Unanderra Community Centre. And it's for kids aged 9 to 15 years, and it's inclusive of kids with disabilities. The idea of it actually came a few years ago when Kathy, she's a local kids yoga teacher from Kinku Yoga, came to me wanting to run yoga classes for kids with disabilities. Kathy has worked with kids with special needs for many, many years, and so she goes to a lot of effort and puts in a lot of planning into making sure every child is supported in the way that they need. So kids with no disability, we want them in the class too, and obviously they're supported a lot differently to a child who might have an intellectual disability and is non-verbal. So all of their communication needs are supported, their behavioural needs are supported, and their social needs are supported as well.
So Gail and I worked together on this, and we've both worked in schools before assisting children with special needs to be part of mainstream. And the way it works is something we're quite passionate about, in that by making everything accessible to the kids with additional needs, we're also enhancing the experience for the kids who don't have any additional needs, who are pretty much mainstream. So everyone wins. We use lots of visuals, we have lots of hands-on one-to-one attention, so we have a small class size with assistance. We have some sensory tools which we can use to help children access the yoga and really feel where their body is in space, that sort of thing.
We've been involved since Kids Reach Tall since the beginning of last year when it started up, and I was looking for a yoga class for Riley for some calming techniques, I suppose you could say.
It makes me feel nice and relaxed after a rough day, and after a nice calm one, I can just relax after school, since schools can sometimes be quite stressful.
His end of year report last year was just astounding compared to all the others. He's improved so much. His teachers have said how amazed at how settled he is, and he's just really happy.
We get a lot of sibling groups coming to Kids Reach Tall, and we've found that it's really important for sibling groups where one child might have a disability and the other child doesn't. For some of these sibling groups, it's the first time they've ever been able to do an after-school activity together. So the outcomes we're looking for are friendships and relationship building between all kids, so kids with disabilities and kids without disabilities, learning some anxiety management strategies, and so coming to yoga and learning some anxiety management like breathing and mindfulness has had a really massive impact. And the last outcome is breaking down some of those barriers between the disability world and non-disability world, which is why it's so important to have inclusive activities at community centres where people with disabilities can be supported in the way they need, so it's not a failure, and they're supported so they can succeed and participate like everybody else. To break down some of those barriers, the reports that we're getting back from the families are that these classes are benefiting not only the kids that are coming, but their whole families.
Thanks for bringing the yoga group together. I really appreciate it.
So we call this Lakemba Ladies Lounge, and the women from different background come. We talk, we have a cup of tea and coffee. We organize an activity from local women. They come to help share their skills. Like we don't pay them, they are volunteers, but we provide whatever they want. So since we start Lakemba Ladies Lounge, the number of women increase every time. New women come and they talk to each other. So yeah, they just share their skills, they share their experiences, recipes, and the little tips about how to look after their children, and hug and love and laugh with each other here.
And I was alone at home. It was like staying inside the home. I didn't have anyone to talk to. So when I had this one in the paper, I came to the center, and they had a lot of women here, my friends. We sit down and talk. We had so many activities for the women, and I felt like this is my family home. This is my second family home.
It is so lovely place. You meet different women, and it's like you can do it not only talking to the people, but they actually make you a businesswoman. When I came here, they started me to do a micro business. From that, I started my boutique business, and then they do different businesses and even the different, like the knitting.
I love it that it's run by women for women. So the workshops that take place each week are run really by other ladies who attend the ladies' lounge, and if they have a skill or something, a hobby, something that they're good at and would like to share, it's really nice that you get to learn from other women.
Monday, I go with Mum to Mum. It's the program. We run a playgroup with the refugees mum. Those people come and help local women to improve their English. And it's quite a popular program, and women learning quite a lot. They improve their self-confidence.
So Kate from 4Cs approached us because they had a need for English-speaking classes for moms who had their children with them, and that we wanted something that was a bit more of a hybrid playgroup and English-speaking component. So we started up this program, and it's been great because our kids get to play together. We get to practice English with the moms here one-on-one. It's been a really lovely experience getting to know the moms over the last year.
Just 1 month is passed in Australia, so everything is new for me. Language, environment, culture, society. Since it's new for me, everything, so it's very helpful for learning English and it's country's culture.
I'm really happy to help our women and like the community. They're all beautiful women. They come from different cultures. Sometimes they even don't speak English or any other language. This is like empowering them to like do something for themselves, their families.
I think it's really invaluable. I think that this is something which should be applied to many different areas and community centres and councils, because it is just such a wonderful, wonderful service and really does empower and enable women, particularly new migrants, to really access services and be the best that they can possibly be, and contribute to the community and society.
You're always welcome here in Lakemba.
A really exciting community development program that we're working on at the moment is Better Learning, Better Communities. It's a program that has the aim of increasing the educational outcomes of our Aboriginal students, and it's a whole community project. The neighbourhood services component is about providing opportunities for inclusion, providing opportunities for Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal people to get together, work together and find out about each other.
Well, the more and more Koori kids that get that go further with their education, the better our communities are going to be. The more they can do for our people, and for themselves as well as the elders and the communities in general, like the Aboriginal community and the wider community.
Because I was actually sitting on the committee at the neighbourhood centre, I was very aware that we had an opportunity to engage the whole community in this program. And because we'd had the adult literacy program, we knew the volunteer model worked.
At the moment it looks like tutors and mentors being matched up with students in year 5 and 6 and assisting them then to transition through their educational journey. And we really want to retain kids in school. So now we have around 17 trained tutors, and we've had 14 match-ups so far since September, with students and tutors where we've found that there's, you know, a commonality between the skills that they have and what the students need.
It's the only way for a program to work is for there to be a good, honest, collaborative process. Yeah, all members of community that have chosen to come along and contribute their time have seen that the purpose of it is to support our kids. 9 of our 12 Year 5 and 6 Aboriginal students currently aligned with a tutor who comes in to work with them at least once a week for an hour or two, and certainly the students are very much enjoying the process.
It's helping because a couple of years ago, like, I hardly knew anything, and it's just helping with my reading and writing.
She helps me with my assessments, and we do like reading and sounds. It helped me to read better and spell better and stuff.
I'm on the advisory committee as an Aboriginal elder, and I think my main role is to try to bring the community together, because we want it to be a community-run program with lots of Aboriginal input into it from young parents of the children that are going to school.
We decided that we needed to have an education stream where we had volunteer tutors, and that we needed to have a cultural awareness program which would ensure that our tutors and mentors were culturally sensitive, but at the same time the whole wider community, the non-Aboriginal community, has become interested in learning about our local Worimi culture.
Great group of people trying to get this up and going, and have got it up and going. They're amazing. The work they do, it's so positive, and it just shows how much of a heart a lot of our people have in the whole of Foster and the Great Lakes area. Working with Koori kids, trying to make it better for them and for communities is pretty amazing work and very positive, and I'd like to thank them very much.